All right, y'all, what's up, man? What's going on, man? What's up, man? The podcast was sold, which is this channel, the Gumby. The podcast was sold, Gumby Publishing, Stigmatism in My Soul, and myself, Sean Xavier Gumby Sr. We do not wish to slander, libel, defame, cause any type of harm to anybody as it relates to the content of this video. Everything that we're going to talk about today is from public information. It's dealing with a court case, so just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. Boom. All right, y'all. Welcome to the platform. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming through. Subscribe, share, like this video. You could also listen to this on my podcast on Spotify. The podcast was sold on Spotify. The podcast was sold on Instagram. So today, I want to talk about this indictment I got. It's a 6-page indictment on Zahir Mitchell, which is known as AKA BRICC Baby, AKA MPO Shitro. It's on BRICC Baby. United States District Court for the Central District of California, October 24th, grand jury. Felon in possession of firearms and ammunition, criminal forfeiture. So, I guess back in 2022, BRICC Baby was also picked up with the sweep that they did 2 days ago. Today is March 21st, 2025. They went through Los Angeles with rolling 60s and picked up Big U, all of his crew. BRICC Baby was a part of that arrest. BRICC Baby arrested in the rolling 60s gang takedown. So, on or about July 12th, 2022 in Los Angeles County, defendant Zahir Mitchell, it talks about that he was a felon in possession of a firearm. They caught him with a whole bunch of bullets. I think he shot into an abandoned house or something like that. So let's get into it. On or about July 12, 2022, Zahir Mitchell knowingly possessed ammunition, namely 3 rounds of Speer 9mm Luger caliber ammunition, which was expelled from a firearm that he possessed and shot in a business parking lot in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce. Defendant Mitchell, BRICC Baby. If I say BRICC Baby in this indictment, it says Mitchell. If I say Mitchell, we're talking about BRICC Baby. This is public information. You can get this information off of Pacer. Indictment number CR2:25-CR-00132-MCS. BRICC Baby possessed such ammunition knowing that he had previously been convicted of at least one of the following felony crimes, each punishable by a term of imprisonment exceeding 1 year. Reckless evading, possession of a controlled substance, December 2nd, 2012. Reckless evading, April 16, 2010. Number 3, possession of a controlled substance, February 4th, 2014. Criminal threats, August 2nd, 2016. Robbery, October 2nd, 7th, 2020. That was count number 1. Count number 2. On or about June 23rd, 2023. So there's two separate offenses on two separate dates. Count number 1 is July 2nd. Count number 1 is July 12th, 2022. Count number 2 is June 23rd, 2023, which is almost a year later, 11 months later. BRICC Baby knowingly possessed the following firearms and ammunition, each affecting interstate and foreign commerce: a Ruger, a Canic, a Radom, a 380 caliber, a Ruger 380 caliber pistol, a Canic 9mm caliber pistol, a Radom model Hellpup 5.56 caliber pistol, 26 rounds of ammunition, 32 rounds of ammunition, 6 rounds of ammunition, 31 rounds of ammunition, 36 rounds of ammunition, 45 caliber ammunition, 45 caliber ammunition. Defendant BRICC Baby possessed such firearms and ammunition knowing that he previously had been convicted of at least one of the following felony crimes: the reckless evading, April 16, 2010, possession of a controlled substance, December 6, 2012, possession of a controlled substance, February 4th, 2014, criminal threats, August 2nd, 2016, robbery, October 7th, 2020. And here they're talking about the forfeiture allegation. So if he's convicted, he'd have to forfeit all right, title, and interest in any firearm or ammunition involved in such offense. If they can't find the gun or guns, he'd have to come up with a sum of money equal to the total value of the property of the guns described. So this is BRICC Baby. This is a different indictment from the one that he's probably going to get indicted on in this sweep that they just did in Los Angeles 2 days ago. So you can get this document online. It's a 6-page document, October 24th, October 2024, grand jury.